welcome on this beautiful day today that we are having this monumental occasion. We're very, very happy to have this, and I feel like it's on Gurpurab, the sun is shining, and Houston doesn't have very many nice days, and there's a reason that today is so beautiful. For us to get started, we're going to start with our prayer that we have in every single divan that we do, and it's going to be led by Paisab, who is the priest of our Sikh Center of Gulf Coast area, and it'll be followed by a brief translation from Dr. Kiran Kaur, who is a renowned doctor in our community. And so with that, we're going to ask that you remain standing, and we're going to go into the national anthem. So with that, we'll start with the Ardas. Paisab.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.
This prayer, either done individually or in a congregation, gives us the opportunity to remember our history, reflect on our principles, and recommit to our codes of conduct. It reminds us daily of how to connect with our divine heritage. We start with the remembrance of our Creator, who is the embodiment of all power, followed by the remembrance of our 10 Gurus and our eternal living Guru, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We then remember our ancestors, our beloved Sikhs who through unimaginable trials and tribulations, such as being cut limb by limb, scalped and broken at the wheel, yet they never abandoned their faith and stood firm with dignity and resilience. We then remember the Khalsa Panth, the army of warrior saints, who is guided by service to others and righteous action. Wherever the Khalsa is, may it be blessed and uplifted. We ask as Sikhs to be granted the gift of meditation on your name, the gift of choosing the path of truth and righteousness, the gift of seeing you in all, the gift of unshorn hair, and the gift of living with humility, compassion, and love. We can conclude by remembering Vaheguru, our Creator, as the pride of those without any worldly status, the power of the powerless, and the support of those without any other supports. We ask for forgiveness for our shortcomings, and that you give us the company that allows us to remember you. In the Ardas, we are called to remember our ancestors who don't simply reside in the past, but in this very moment, and in every moment that follows, they stand beside us and with us, whispering in our ears to be brave, to have ever-rising spirits, even in the face of darkness, whether personal or societal. By remembering our divine inheritance and the oneness in all, we pray for the well-being and prosperity of all of humankind. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ
I am Judge Monica Singh, and I am proud to be your MC and host for today. As I mentioned, we heard from our priest who did the short Ardas, followed by Dr. Kiran Kaur, and this national anthem was done by Harleen Kaur, and I think it's so beautiful that our youth members that are brought up in this Sikh Center that got this beautiful and deep connection to music are able to play not only our musical kirtan for our own culture and our own religion, but also for our American culture as well. So with that, I'm going to now invite the current president of the Gurdwara, Amrik Singh Nijjar, to say a few words of welcome.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. That is the traditional Sikh greeting. It reminds us that everything we do as an individual and as a community is guided by the divine will and dedicated to truth and service. On behalf of the Sikh Center congregation and management committee, I warmly welcome and thank you for joining us today. This is a proud and historic moment as the Sikh Center Gulf Coast area is officially recognized with a Texas historical marker, a milestone honoring our community's contribution to Texas history. The story of Sikh worship in Texas began in 1971 when the first Sikh immigrant arrived in Houston in pursuit of American dream. A small group of pioneer families began gathering for prayers in homes and soon realized that the need for a Gurdwara of our own. In 1972, they founded the Sikh Center of the Gulf Coast area. The name chosen is reflect not only a place of worship, but also a center for social, cultural, and educational growth. With great determinations, the community purchased this 2-acre site for $10,000 and built the first wooden Gurdwara through volunteer efforts. It was inaugurated on Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday in November 1973 with Houston's Mayor Louis Welch declaring it Sikh and Guru Nanak Day. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is the founder of the Sikh religion. Tragically, the structure was damaged by lightning in 1974. Yet, the spirit of community remained unbroken. Prayers continued on the bare ground until in 1975, construction began on permanent brick and steel building that stands here today. By Baisakhi that year, the Sangat celebrate inside the new Gurdwara. Over time, the center expanded, adding classrooms, community kitchen, and in 2019, beautiful new extension with golden domes, lobby, and elevators. Today, we honor those early visionaries and dedicated members whose faith, perseverance built this spiritual home. Thank you to our esteemed guest, respected Sangat, and founding families for being part of the historic celebration. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you so much for that brief history. And just by way of background, I would be remiss if we weren't sitting on the actual land that this happened in. When Uncle G was talking about the structure, the wooden structure that was first here, it was actually in that corner. And think of like a T building. And that's the structure that ended up burning down. And then we were able to create this building. So this building has been here since that time period. And what's really important is that inauguration of the building that was first built was during the same weekend or month, because it's during Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday, and that's what we're celebrating this week. And we're mimicking that same thing 50 years later, and how beautiful that is.
Honored guests and members of Sangat, this is the day we've been waiting for over 3.5 years. We qualified in 2022 because our organization was set up in 1972, and we're working since then to wait for this day. Thank you for our county people who helped us getting this day. Now, what is Texas Historical Commission and what this marker is? What is it? So I went on the site and let me read a couple of lines. Texas Historical Marker is a state agency dedicated to historic preservation within Texas. And what's marker? What are markers about? Markers commemorate Texas history, including sites that change course of local and state history. And we're proud to be a member of that now. Thank you all. Thank you for all who scored. It's a good historical moment for us. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Okay, so we are excited to have Council Member Jillian Ramirez here representing not only the city but our mayor. If I could have you come up and present the proclamation today. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, it is such a privilege to be with you this afternoon on this beautiful afternoon at this beautiful place, and I'm here in person out of respect for the contributions the Sikh community has made to the city of Houston and how important you are. And I do want to present this proclamation. I won't be long out of respect for your comfort and for the others who are here. But as the judge said, I'm Julian Ramirez. I'm one of your at-large city council members representing the entire city if you live in our great city. And the proclamation says that I and the city of Houston extend our sincere appreciation to the Sikh Center of the Gulf Coast area for their continuous dedication to the region, not only as a place of worship, but also as a hub for community life. The recognition by the Texas Historical Commission of the Sikh Center as deserving the official Texas historical marker only further proves the center's importance. The Sikh Center, established in 1972 by 5 families, desire to serve the Gulf Coast community, was the first of its kind in the Southwest United States of America. And since its founding, it has served as a place for langar, youth education, events for the wider public, and has created a home base for the Sikh population as they came to Houston seeking opportunity. The historical designation reminds us of the importance of preserving the places that bring people together and keep the heart of our community alive. And it's my privilege to present this to you at this time. Thank you so much.
And at this time, I'd like to invite the tag team effort of Paul Robert Scott and Deborah Blaylock Sloan from the Harris County Historical Commission, and Mr. Scott is actually the former county chair, the County Marker Commission. And these are the people who made it happen. So I'll hand it over to you because I also understand that Deborah Blaylock Sloan will have some proclamations at the end. Mr. Scott?
Point I would like to make to everyone here is that while the Texas Historical Commission bestowed the marker, finally, and while the Harris County Historical Commission facilitated it, the real people who made this a historical site are the founders and the congregants who have maintained this center for over 50 years. They're the ones who had the vision, they're the ones that had the determination, they're the ones that had the ability to make it happen, and they made it happen. They are the heroes here, not the bureaucrats.
I would read a proclamation from the governor just quickly. To all whom these presents shall come, greetings. Know ye that this official certificate is presented in recognition of the Sikh Center of the Gulf Coast Area, Inc., receiving a Texas Historical Commission official Texas Historical Marker on Sunday, November 9th, 2025, signed Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas. And I will get to the important part. Whereas the designation of a Texas Historical Marker for the Sikh Center stands as a lasting testament to the community's enduring values and the efforts of pioneering Sikh families to establish a place of worship that would unite and serve our entire region. Now, therefore, I, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, do hereby celebrate the Sikh Center of the Gulf Coast area on the occasion of the unveiling of their Texas Historical Marker, and with gratitude for all they have given to Harris County, signed Lena Hidalgo, County Judge.
Very supportive Senator Molly Cook of the Texas Senate District 15 for your proclamation. Thank you.
Hello, thank you all so much for having me today. Senator Cook would have loved to be here, but she sent in her stead a proclamation on behalf of herself and Representative Lacey Hall, and I'll read you just a short excerpt. Whereas for more than 5 decades, the Sikh Center has played an important role in the Sikh community of the Gulf Coast, and it is a pleasure to join in honoring the center for providing a welcoming place for learning and worship. Thank you so much and congratulations.
And she said it really quick, but Lacey Hall is actually the representative for this area. So it is momentous when we're having representatives from this area. And with that too, our county commissioner, Rodney Ellis, is being represented by Sophie Adams today. This is in his jurisdiction and the commissioner couldn't be here, but I'm so happy that he sent a representative on his behalf.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Commissioner Ellis would love to be here, but he has other commitments this morning. But in his place, he sent a resolution, and I'll read the last paragraph to be brief. Whereas the Sikh Center continues to stand as a beacon of inclusion and generosity, enriching Houston's diverse cultural landscape while advancing the Sikh principles of equality, compassion, and service to humanity. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Office of Commissioner Rodney Ellis celebrates the Texas Historical Commission's recognition of the Sikh Center of the Gulf Coast Area Inc. and commends the Sikh community for its steadfast contributions to Harris County's cultural, spiritual, and civic life, adopted on this 9th day of November 2025 by Harris County Precinct 1 Commissioner Rodney Ellis. Thank you.
The next guest I'm going to invite is Alice Lee, and I have to give a little bit more context for her. She's representing Commissioner Leslie Briones. Commissioner Leslie Briones is commissioner of Precinct 4, and she was the judge of the court that I now serve. So when she stepped down from being a judge from my court, or our court, she ran for commissioner, our county commissioner, as county commissioner 4. So I'm very happy that she's also coming to represent because she supported our community by opening up that bench for me. So Alice?
It is a true privilege to be here representing Commissioner Leslie Briones, who is truly like a sister to Monica and to many of you here in this community. It's very humbling to be here and to celebrate your core values. And it is something that we try to emulate at Harris County Precinct 4, where we have nearly 500 public servants, and we all want to serve humanity. And you represent the best of humanity here, and what a great legacy you're leaving for your community. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and we will continue to support you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to now invite a very, very important member of the Asian community. And what's really important to know about Representative Jean Woo is that not only does he fight for us as a people, and you've seen him on TV many a times, especially in this last few months, representing his district in such a manner. And now, one of the things that we thought about when we were putting this program together is that we wanted to make sure that the representation represented who we were and the people who fought for us. And one of the main people in the Asian American community that keep advancing the Asian American community and people like myself is Representative Jean Woo. So I would love to invite you to the stage for a few words.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I have a resolution here from the state of Texas, congratulating this day and congratulating the community. I'm not going to read it. It says the same things that everyone else says. But let me tell you why this is important, why today is important, why the marker is important, why having the sheriff here, having council members, having a former mayor, having county officials, state officials, the Senate is represented, the House of Representatives is represented. Why is it important? Because the Sikh community is important. Because the Sikh community is an important part of our greater community. And we should not forget that they are important. And this is important especially today. Because around this country, around the world, people are telling communities like yours, communities like mine, that they don't belong. That this home is not your home. That this country does not belong to you as it belongs to everyone who calls themselves an American. Right? This marker here today is one more piece that people cannot easily take away to prove the Sikh community is important and we are here and we are not going anywhere. And I know today is a day of celebration, but celebrations are also about remembering. And what I know of the Sikh people is that you are an ancient and powerful community. That around the world, you are known for being fierce warriors. But more so, the Sikh community is known for being staunch defenders of justice, of equality, of peace. And I would hope that today is a reminder to everyone here, especially the next generation, that there must always be people who are willing to be fierce warriors to defend justice and peace and equality. And I hope that those warriors will come from this community just as you have sent us Judge Monica Singh, and just as you have sent us Bobby Singh as well. I hope you keep sending more warriors to our community, and you will make America a stronger and more beautiful place, and we will put even more markers up, recognizing that the Sikh community is here and they are important. Thank you so much. and congratulations.
We have been coming to this Gurdwara Sahib for the last 43 years and change. So we have grown up here, okay? So I want to acknowledge, if you look around the last election, we heard this state rep, Sikh state rep got elected in this state, a senator got elected in this state, so on and so forth. But let me set the record straight. Judge Monica Manpreet Singh represents 5 million people. There's no other elected Sikh official in the country who serves a greater audience and constituents than Judge Singh. I know she's one of our own, so we take her for granted, but I think continue to acknowledge her. We hope you're successful in your March primary, and absolutely would love to have you seat back and continue to serve our community as you have done so compassionately and with grace and honor. So thank you for what you do for us as well. I do want to recognize the Sevadars as well. Often forgotten are the chairs that you're sitting on, the things that were materially put in front, and so on and so forth. Where's my dear friend Ladi? Ladi is here somewhere. Ladi, thank you, and his group of volunteers who allowed us to, in fact, logistically put this thing together in front of you. If I may make one request of each one of you before you leave. If you remember nothing, if you say nothing, do me one thing, okay? And I'm going to ask the founders and their spouses and their family to one more time, please stand. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਫਾਊਂਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਹਨ ਅੱਜ ਉਹ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣ and please keep standing. ਮੇਰੀ ਹੰਬਲ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਹੈ ਵੇ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਇਹ ਫਾਊਂਡਰਸ ਦੀ ਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਫੋਰਸਾਈਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸ਼ੂਗਰਲੈਂਡ ਦਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਬਰੀਨ ਦਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ SNC ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ. All the Sikh Gurdwaras around are seed from here, right? So my request to you is जिन्ने भी founders हैगे हैं, please say thank you to them. It is their courage, it's their vision, and it's their fortitude. They came here, left a country that they love, they settled here, and allowed all of us to be part of what you are witnessing today. So I humbly want to thank you again and do it with a Jaikara. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Bole so Nihal. Forever we are grateful to each and every one of you. You may be seated. Thank you. It's easy to have champions in the community. And the next two speakers, as are such, like Jean, who spoke before me, he was a council member first, and then he marched ahead, ran for the sheriff's office. He has been serving us since 2016. He serves about 5 million people in the Harris County as constituents, a budget of $1.5 billion. All of the numbers are important. But what's most important is the accommodation policy for the Sikh males with the stars who continue to serve in the sheriff's office. So the sheriff's office and the Sikh community are connected like there's no other community connected with the sheriff's office. I think we all remember the sacrifice of Deputy Dhariwal. We continue to honor his legacy. And I'm fortunate to say and recognize the officers who continue to serve here to my right. Thank you for your service. Do want to recognize Deputy Nijjar and Deputy Amrit, who continue to serve within his organizations with the Stars, Articles of Faith, and the fight that went all the way to Department of Justice in Washington. It was not easy. And kudos to then Commissioner and now Commissioner, I say Commissioner, always a Commissioner and a Sheriff, which we continue to thank you for your ongoing service. It's my pleasure to now invite the Honorable Harris County Sheriff, Commissioner, come on over, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez.
Thank you, Bobby, for the invitation, and Judge Singh, always a pleasure to see you, and greetings to the entire Sikh community and to all members of this congregation. It's such an honor to be with you on such a momentous occasion. What beautiful weather we have today, and also on a special day as we remember and pay tribute to Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday as well. As we reflect on his teachings of love, equality, justice, oneness, and peace. May those all be values that we continue to embrace and continue to live on through our daily efforts. And so, again, a special occasion. But today, it's also a special occasion, as you've already heard, for this very special historical marker. It's wonderful as we reflect back on those early families in the early 1970s that had that vision and optimism to come into this region seeking a better life and seeking better opportunities. And what a tremendous legacy they leave behind, not only for this location, but for the other Gurdwaras as well, as you've already heard. And so they deserve our recognition and respects as well. Again, that vision that they had, and 50 years is a long time. Many things happen in our community, in our country over the past 50 years, but one thing is constant, and that's the many contributions of the Sikh community, not only here, but abroad. You have given us your very best to our agency, and Deputy Dhaliwal, my other colleagues that are here today, and so many more. And you've impacted so many other sectors as well in our community and abroad. And so over those 50 years, the Sikh community has only continued to grow and become even stronger. And so we commend you for that, and we're excited to see what the next 50 years will bring. Make sure that we stay diligent and steadfast, as Representative Wu mentioned, because freedom and justice isn't always promised. It's something that has to continuously be defended. And so we stand with you. And during my course of my professional history, whether it be on city council or now as sheriff, I've greatly appreciated the partnership that we have with the Sikh community. And thanks all of you for being a part of this special occasion and marking this special momentous occasion. Thank you so much. And again, Sat Sri Akal to everybody.
Thank you, Sheriff. At this point, let me invite our friend and former mayor of the city of Houston, Anise Parker.
Thank you for allowing me to be here and to be a part of this ceremony today. Sheriff and Bobby, you are both very, very generous with the campaign plug. I appreciate it. But Bobby Singh knows that I am passionate about preservation. I believe that it is critical that we preserve the history of our community. And this event today is a celebration of another milestone in the history of Houston and Harris County. It's also important, as we look at history, to acknowledge the strands of our history in this community. We don't all look alike, we don't all worship alike, that diversity is not a dirty word. Diversity can and should be a strength, and we have been the proof of that over many years. I'm also here because I want to speak just briefly about the power of relationships. Bobby and Jasmita have been wonderful friends over the years and have been generous in giving me lessons, a little of the history of Sikhism, and to allow me to go and worship at the Gurdwara in New Delhi, but also in making sure that I stay connected to this community. The power of friendship, the power of relationships is how we are going to get through this period in America where those bonds among communities seem to be fraying. Because we are here on the anniversary of the birth of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, I think it is important to recommit ourselves to his principles and to realize that we have to keep planting the seeds of respect, of peace, of equality. Any seed needs to be nourished, it needs to be watered, it needs to be tended, and we have to continue to do that. And I'm going to finally end with an image I want you to have. I've been reading recently about spider silk. I know, spider silk. It is apparently one of the strongest natural materials. But a strand of spider silk is small enough to fly away in the wind and almost invisible. But a strand of spider silk wrapped with another strand, with another strand, with another strand, with you and you and you and all of us, can be strong enough to lift up the whole world. So let us bind our strands of strength together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I have one more introduction of Judge Jermaine Thomas, who's actually my colleague and serves with me side by side every single day. Judge Thomas, thank you for coming. And I'm going to invite you, Jean Wu, Representative Wu, and Councilmember Ramirez, Bobby Singh, no title, but has big titles, and Sheriff Gonzalez to please come. We're going to go ahead and start with the unveiling of this beautiful historical marker. No, yes, definitely. Come on, Uncle. The founders, all the founders. I want the women up here first, because we know that you guys did all the work. Today we had a historical marker dedication for the Sikh Center of Gulf Coast area here in Houston, Texas. After 50 years, we finally got the designation from the state of Texas to be a historical place. My parents were one of the first Sikh families here in Houston, so I'm so proud that I was here to not only be a part of it, but represent the Sikh community and the greater Houston community. So we had a lot of elected officials in attendance and commissioners who also sent over their proclamations. The historical dedication was also met by all the founding members of this community, and there were women and men. Very, very happy to be a product of the Gurdwara here. This Gurdwara has shaped me and my future and my career. I'm so grateful for it, and I'm glad that the entire community can be recognized based off of what this center has done for our very small Sikh community and our very large national Sikh community.
ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿਨ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ 52 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਆ ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਏ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਰਕਰ ਆ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ 2 ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਲੈਂਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਕਰ ਦੀ ਅਪਰੂਵਲ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਰੇਮਨੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਸੈਰੇਮਨੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਇਲੈਕਟਡ ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਰਿਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟਿੰਗ ਸਟੇਟ ਕਾਉਂਟੀ ਐਂਡ ਲੋਕਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟਸ ਤੇ ਫਾਊਂਡਿੰਗ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਫੈਮਲੀਆਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਸੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਮੋਨੂਮੈਂਟਲ ਡੇ ਫॉर ਅਸ I'm very happy ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ 52 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੇਰਾ ਫਾਦਰ ਇਨ ਲਾ ਵੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਸਰਬਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੋਰੇਵਾਲ ਤੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ 50 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਇਨ ਲਾ ਨੂੰ ਐਜ਼ ਏ ਮੁੱਖ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ 50 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮਿਲੀ ਸੀ। ਇਹ ਵੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਹੁਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਮਿਲੀ ਆ। ਤੇ ਇਸ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕੋਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਹੂੰਗਾ ਬਈ ਇਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੈ। ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।